Morning, Joe Biondo with Inbound Logistics, and we're here this morning with Ken Ramoutar, CMO of LucasSystems. Ken, how you doing?
I'm doing terrific.
Awesome. We have a couple questions, so we'll start off with, what is the single biggest pain point your customers are bringing to you this year compared to 2 years ago?
You know, Joe, 2 years ago, I think we heard a lot about labor availability, and that's still an issue out there. But I think with all the disruption going on, we're starting to see customers wanting more flexibility, more agility, ability to change their systems quickly.
Nice, Ken. Looking around the Modex floor today, I know it's not that busy right now, but what is one thing you see that would have been unthinkable 5 years ago?
Unthinkable. Maybe not unthinkable, but I think that we've seen just a huge evolution and adoption of the AI in the technology. You know, 5 years ago, folks were a little more skeptical. Lucas has been in this game for a while, but it seems like everybody's sort of realized that this is okay in the world of enterprise and distribution to bring more AI in.
Awesome, Ken. What is the biggest mistake you see companies making when they start their digital transformation journeys?
You know, everybody's on a journey. When we talk to a lot of customers who are on that journey, probably the biggest mistake is that they bite off too much. They're not, you know, they want to go from a level 1 warehouse to a level 5 warehouse and make a huge leap. And you really
do things incrementally and
get people you know, comfortable with automation and changes in process, and so that's the biggest mistake. It's just biting off too much.
That's a good point. So Lucas recently released a market study showing that 77% of supply chain execs feel their systems are too rigid. In the context of the disruptions we've seen lately, what is the cost of inaction for a warehouse that stays static?
Yeah, we did a study recently with a company called Wakefield Research.
Yep.
We surveyed 115 supply chain execs, and we were really trying to find out what's on their mind. And disruption and agility were some big themes that came out. And when we asked about the cost of what that's costing you, you know, we saw numbers like from 11 to 25% of their operating costs, which is a big number.
Yeah, that's awesome. You've mentioned that this lack of agility is costing companies about 25% in additional operating expenses, Ken. Where is that money actually leaking out of the warehouse?
Yeah, what we see is, you know, when you have disruption, most of the ways to fix it is to throw labor at it, right? You have to do workarounds. You have to put on extra shifts. You might have to bring in temporary workers. That's probably the most expensive part of the operation. So when things are disruptive, usually operators, their only choice is to just throw more labor at it, get it done manually, and we'll figure it out later.
Ken, let's talk about the game changers. You have a technology that is a finalist for MHI's IT Best Innovation Award. Can you explain how your new pallet building and pallet matching tech actually connects the dots between the picking line and the loading dock?
Yeah, Joe, I mean, people don't really realize that when you build pallets or you are trying to go through the warehouse and put products on pallets, it's really a picking operation, but you're actually building a pallet while you're doing it.
Yep.
And that's not so easy to do. You find that workers don't build it right, they have to go back and rebuild it, stuff crushes, and unless you've been doing this a long time and you really know how to do that, a lot of times you get bad pallets. So we have a lot of data science in our software which really guides workers sequentially through the warehouse so they build good pallets. But the real key is to do it so that they have the least amount of travel inside the warehouse, and that's what our systems do.
So pallet building is often seen as a manual tribal knowledge task. How is Lucas using AI to digitize that intelligence so that a worker knows exactly how to build a stable, transport-ready pallet every time?
Yeah, and what we do is we take in a lot of the variables that a worker would have a lot of trouble assuming. Where is everything in the warehouse? What's the location? What belongs on this pallet? What's the right sequence? What's its weight? Should it be on the bottom? Should it be on the top? Is that going to be too big for the pallet after I pick all these items, meaning it starts to fall over the side? So it's a perfect problem for AI, which loves data, and it loves to sort it out in a way that helps humans do things better.
That's great, Ken. For the folks walking the floor here at Modex who feel stuck with a rigid legacy system, what's the first step toward becoming a dynamic warehouse without ripping and replacing everything?
My advice to those folks who want to get a dynamic warehouse is to first think about the category of automation that they're looking at. Some categories of automation are simply just not flexible, especially if they're very hardware centric. Think about software and systems that can change, and you can build in AI a lot easier into software. You can change it. When things change next year and you didn't anticipate it, your software can be updated and changed. So that'd be my advice, is think about your categories, what can be changed and what can't.
Ken, any last thoughts for the audience that's going to be watching?
I think it's going to be a fantastic show here at Modex, lots to see and lots of new technologies.
All right.